Welcome, my valiant artists in training. My name is Kate. Before we start drawing and actually having the fun stuff, I'd like to introduce you guys to this course and what sort of things you can expect so there aren't any surprises. Here is what we are going to cover and what you will learn in this course. Overall, this isn't just any drawing course. We are actually going to cover a very specific aspect of drawing, which is called contour drawing. Now, I know that sounds like a probably word you've never heard before, contour drawing, but this is what most people associate when they think of just basically drawing. Contour is simply the outline of your subject matter. Subject matter is simply whatever you're drawing. You're drawing a picture of your puppy, you're drawing a picture of your best friend, you're drawing a picture of a flower. All of those things are considered subject matter, and if you're only drawing just the outlines and the main details, just like this, then that is your contour. And sometimes contours also include the little details in between, like in this case we've got some knuckles and some wrinkles, but generally speaking it is drawing just the outlines without shading or any excessive amounts of detail. In order to be truly successful at contour drawing, and any kind of drawing really, you have to develop good observational skills. That is going to be the major crux of what we learn in this drawing course. Now, theoretically speaking, I can teach anyone who can hold a pencil how to draw. But the difference is between being able just to hold a pencil and make marks and being able to draw well and draw what you see is these observational skills, being able to differentiate very fine details, shades, outlines, and see them for what they really are and then reproduce them accurately. Believe it or not, reproducing them accurately is not the hard part. The hard part is learning how to see them. A common problem that that people have when they are learning how to draw or just drawing in general, and they may become frustrated by this, they want to create a piece like this. They want something that looks super hyper realistic, exactly the way it is in real life, but they end up drawing something a little bit more like this. And here's the difference. Both of these, you can tell, are cups of tea, right? But what this is a symbol. This is something that does not look, I've never seen a teacup that looks exactly like that. That is not a photograph, that is merely a symbol. Just the same way as these words and letters up here are symbols for the words and the language that I'm using right now. So what you're trying to do is transition from trying to make symbols to creating a visual representation of what's actually there. And we're going to learn some observational skills so that you can teach your brain to stop trying to draw just the symbols and start drawing what is actually real. Now, I should clarify that there's not actually anything wrong with drawing symbols. It's how we learn to draw. It's how kids learn to draw, actually. If you've ever seen a child draw what we lovingly refer to as a stick figure, have you ever noticed that they draw a stick figure and then have you ever seen how they draw hands? It's really fascinating. They usually draw a circle, which is a symbolic representation of the palm or the thick part of the hand, and then they add fingers. And if you've ever noticed, they don't stop at 5. They just keep going. But that's how little kids draw. That's how they represent those appendages coming off of that larger area. So there's nothing wrong with drawing symbols. But in fact, to be better at drawing symbols, if that is your end goal, maybe someday that's all you want to do is to create icons and things of that variety, it is better to be able to have the observational skills that you need to create this stuff. That is going to help you be able to know what important parts to include. Just in the same way that this child kind of forgot how many fingers that we've got on our hands, having a deeper and better observational understanding of what is real helps us decide that maybe next time we're going to give it a thumb and 4 fingers. So we're just going to learn these skills that we need to see things the way they really are, and then if in the end you decide you just prefer drawing symbols, I promise you, you'll even still be better at drawing those because you'll have an accurate understanding of what they're really like. Once you've begun to acquire an ability to observe things as they really are, and you've got those observational skills that you need to be a good artist, I'm going to teach you the foundational steps to translate what you're seeing into an actual drawing. So really anything that you ever want to draw starts off with the same building blocks in the same steps. Granted, there are a lot of different ways to draw things, but I'm going to teach you a method that can be applied to any subject matter. This picture right here is just an example of how they drew a lion, and they started off with these shapes and they added some things, and shablam, at the end we've got this cute little lion. This is something that we can apply to lions, we can apply it to flowers, we can apply it to our pet cat, we can apply it even to human faces and bodies. So I'm going to teach you how to use that specific technique in addition with your newly acquired observational skills, and you'll be able to draw anything with some good practice of this technique. The final thing we're going to learn are things that you can use to increase your ability to draw better and actually to learn anything, not just art, after this class is over. As a teacher, one of my long-term goals, it sounds kind of weird, is I want my students to put me out of business. I don't want you to have to depend on an instructor every single time you need to learn something new, because you have the power and the skills to teach yourself anything. You just need to know how. So as a part of this course, we're going to incorporate principles where you will learn how to self-evaluate, to critique your own work. Having critiques from other people is always great, but sometimes you can't. And really honestly, it's best to start off with your own opinion of your work and be able to self-direct and know where to go next and how to fix mistakes that you've made. And then aside from the self-evaluation, you're also going to learn how to plan your own learning activities and make learning goals, choose activities that are suitable for those goals, and evaluate your progress. And this is going to be specifically related to drawing in this course, but these are things you can apply to anything because, as I said before, I really want you guys to put me out of business as a teacher.